Kaiser's reign is coming to an end. From Charles asking for a soup to Kaiser being humiliated by himself. In this episode, I'll show you how Kaiser, with his last rays of hope, tries to cling to life and his only job being the leader of Buster, which is about to end. Let's dive into this mess. We kick off this episode with the title, The Abyss of Despair. What a title, something bad is gonna happen. We have Kaiser in a corner praying to Jesus Christ, asking for another chance. But Jesus tells him to shut the fuck up because Isagi is his favorite. Kaiser is super frustrated. Everything is collapsing around him, mainly because nobody expected Isagi to evolve so fast. Especially with that broken technique from the last episode. If you haven't seen it, check it out on my channel. Back to the subject. Kaiser can't believe Isagi won't stop buffing himself. And not just that, they just took away his second lover, the blonde German guy whose name I can't even remember. So he won't have enough support to get the ball more often and be able to score. And not just that, because Kurona, the third piece of Isagi's cake, just entered to end the match and sent him packing. Kaiser is really lost now. Ness is gonna talk to Kaiser to tell him they're in deep shit. But then Kaiser wakes up and tells him to shut up. He says they still have chances, because if they don't take advantage of Isagi right now, Noel Noah is gonna cut off their water and power. Back to the match. Rin takes out the ball. The counterattack from PSG begins. Let's see how their look is. Rin, pissed off, runs towards the enemy file like a madman. Rin had it calculated to position himself, use the Frenchman as a barrier and be able to score, but his plans are destroyed when he sees Charles give up, in the middle of the file, asking for a soup to Loki. This is too funny. Charles explains that, as Kunigami and Hiyori are intercepting all passes to Shiro, Charles is fed up and wants to go home. Loki tells him to shut the fuck off and keep playing, but it was too late. Rin got distracted for a millisecond and was being jumped by the hacker Hiyori and well-made Bakugo. Fucking French, must have been thinking. Not even Karasu could believe it. Imagine, the only user of the Latin American eye, watching as his own teammate gets robbed. Must have given him cringe and all. Back to the match. The ball flies through the air and lands at the feet of the opposite team, specifically to Kurona's feet. Noise when it gets good, says Kurona, and he runs like hell to the enemy file, looking for Isagi on the way, so he can score another psychedelic goal. But, out of nowhere, the dude with a bucket complex snatches the ball from Kurona. Kaiser at this point is totally out of his mind. Imagine, he's one goal from Isagi away from losing his job. And then, with a crazy Kaiser, repeating Magnus' effect over and over, and with the goods in hands, we travel back in a flashback. We are now 10 days before the match, and Kaiser and Ness are training in the German field. Kaiser, quite the scientist, starts explaining the Magnus effect, and no, they are not talking about ice creams. The Magnus effect is the effect by which a football can change its trajectory depending on where it's kicked, this way giving a ball a spin in the opposite direction to where it was kicked, in addition to a curved trajectory. This way, Kaiser explains, if he managed to use his Kaiser impact and combine it with the Magnus effect properly, he could get a weapon just as broken as Isagi's. I mean, an impact fast and fleeting enough with a curved and unpredictable trajectory would be unstoppable, but there is a catch. To achieve this, Kaiser would have to kick with great power in the right spots to be able to direct the ball into the goal. This is very complicated, and Kaiser would have to practice a lot with Ness to be able to achieve it. And now we're back to the present, and Kaiser explained he hasn't managed it even once. I mean, Kaiser, high on his own supply, thinks he can pull off a goal he's never replicated in the past. And because he's simply having his protagonist moment, with his flashbacks and everything, he truly believes he can achieve it. I mean, if it were him Isagi, with the blessing of the author Kaneshiro and the red key, of course, he would make it. But it's Kaiser, guys, I mean, nobody likes him. Right, Naruhaya? Anyway, back to Kaiser's illusions. Kaiser is positioning himself at the goal. He's almost ready to shoot. The conditions are imperfect. It should be a bit sooner, mentions Kaiser, but whatever, the attempt is what counts. Kaiser is about to touch the ball. Everyone's wondering what the hell he's doing. Is he aiming outside the goal? Nanase and Raichi and all the players present don't know what is happening. Kaiser kicks the ball. It, in a spinning state, heads to the goal. It must make it. It must go in. There is no way that it doesn't make it. The ball didn't have enough spin for the R to be pronounced enough for the ball to enter the goal. Kaiser unleashes his inner demon, falls to the ground, and begs Kaneshiro for a second chance. Isagi can't believe it. Kaiser is collapsing. That goal was too risky to achieve, and Kaiser failed. I know what. And here is when this week's episode ends. What do you think? Leave your opinion in the comments. However, there are a few things to comment on about this episode. Number 1. The PSG team is in deeply shit. I mean, Charles wanted replacement, Rin is somewhat distracted, Karasu is about to kill someone, and Shiro is more blocked than a fireproof armor house. They better have their homework done for the next episode, because if things continue like this, Isai is gonna send them back to the lobby. Number 2. Rin is acting a bit weird, guys. For a few episodes now, he's done literally nothing productive with his life, and now just in this one. He's easily distracted by Charles and nearly let Bastard score another goal. The situation is suspicious. I just hope Rin wakes up for the next episode. Given that Shiro is being constantly blocked, Rin would be the only possible route. Number 3. Kaiser, it's time to pack your bags. Kaiser hadn't received such a big humiliation since he came out of his mother's womb. Plus, I don't think there is any way he can recover. All that's left is for Isagi to score a second goal with the Isagi Hiyori Kurona triple fusion to kick him out. My theory for the next episode are: Number 1. Charles is gonna stop the nonsense and start seeing the potential in Rin and Shiro, so this way he can make crazier and more unpredictable plays, giving Bastard a hard hit. Number 2. Rin's monster is gonna take a walk. As I mentioned earlier, Rin hasn't done anything productive for a while, and it's about time. He might start using his formation and position himself at the goal and be able to score. Number 3. Goal by Isagi thanks to Kurona Hiyori, humiliating Kaiser once more. Number 4. Loki and Noel Noah finally entered to show the rookies how it's done. Anyway, lots of theories for next week, but it's better to have several than none. Well, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed the video, hit like, subscribe and share. And please, buy something from my store, I'm begging you. I need to feed my family, bro. Follow me on my Instagram too. And that's all. Goodbye and see you the next time.